Good afternoon. I'm Jen Holtz, Associate State Director for Outreach at AARP Maryland. We are continuing to provide you with simple, practical tips in support of parents, grandparents, and all caregivers of children during the long days of COVID-19 through our Lunch and Learn interviews. Remember to keep tuning in every other Wednesday at noon in 2021. Sorry to join you a little later than usual today. As you can imagine, this first quarter of the year has gotten off to a very busy start, but I assure you today's segment is well worth the wait, as we aim to provide you with information from folks who know a little bit about helping kids thrive during the pandemic. We are so thrilled to welcome back Christine Van Bloom of the Kitchen Studio. So during the pandemic, and especially during the winter months and with varying school schedules, our kids' routines have been turned upside down. And one thing we can do at home is promote good nutrition and help keep their bodies fueled, fighting germs, and instill in them the importance of eating well for life. If you follow AARP Maryland on Facebook or YouTube, you have probably been fortunate enough to view one of our many sessions with Christine over the last year. Christine and the Kitchen Studio are all about fun and learning in the kitchen, and it is such a treat every time Christine joins us. Welcome back, Christine.
I don't know if you could get my whole head in the shot. I'm so like, oh.
Oh, well,
so
we love you
for having me. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love being here. So excited.
So for all of our caregivers of kids out there, what's cooking today?
So I'll tell you what, I have a really quick, fun, you can see it right here. I have a really quick, fun, and I kid you not, tasty vegetable recipe. We're going to do basically these little zucchini rounds. And as not a fan of zucchini, I have to tell you, I made some ahead of time so that I could show you without you guys having to wait with me while it cooks. And I was snacking on all of them. It's really good. And it's a really good dish to work with littles if you have them. And I gotta tell you, even for us, all of our AARP members, thank you very much. This is just a snazzy little dish that's quick and easy and tasty and healthy. So let me go ahead and get started. I have got a couple of zucchini, and I know we're, in the colder months right now, but this zucchini, you can find these all around. And what we're going to do, it's basically called an all-in glaze setup. It sounds so fancy, but drop that on someone you're trying to impress, But basically what we're going to do is we're going to take some zucchini, and I like a little thinner slice because I like, I'm a carb girl. Despite the fact I just got a new spin bike, literally just got it this morning. You can't see my fabulous padded pants that I'm wearing, but I am, trying to keep things a little healthier. And I gotta tell you, you want to keep a nice little quarter-inch slice here. If you want to go a little fatter, go a little fatter. But I like a lot of crunch on mine.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get it crunchy without dropping it in a deep fryer? Because deep fried is delicious, right? We can just drop it right in, no problem. But we're going to change it up a little, and we're just going to make it nice. I got a little bit of flour here. Oh, do you like my fancy new setup with the extra camera?
This is really nice. I am impressed.
I know. Kitchen Studio, we're here. So we're going to do some basic all-purpose flour. And I put some salt in. You can go as light as you want, but listen, zucchini doesn't have a lot of zazzle, right? So we want to really make sure we're hitting it with some good seasonings. So your basic flour, we're going to do salt and pepper. And I go pretty heavy on the pepper because, if you have heart issues or anything like that, pepper isn't going to do you dirty. All right, so I just mix that in, and then I do a couple of eggs that we got here, and then I got some panko crumbs, and I even saved a container just in case, but I know you have a fairly savvy audience. I know everybody we've dealt with here with AARP, they're like, I would like to learn, and food from Cameroon. They always have the coolest things. I just love you folks. But
we do too.
They're so much fun. So I'm going to take this panko, and we're going to make it bump up a little. I'm going to use a little bit, pardon my fingers. That's one of the things with being in your home kitchen, right? I'm going to go a little heavy on some garlic powder. And the reason we want to use powder and not like freshly minced garlic is wet. It's going to get clumpy in there. Sometimes you got to go with that powder. And then I'm going to do some Italian seasoning. And I kind of give it a little squish between my fingers as I put it in there. And I'm
Yeah, I
not
have to agree with the keeping the coating not too moist, because I really like zucchini, but I know my kids are super picky about it because of the texture.
Yeah.
And if we can keep this as, crispy and close to a chip as possible, they're more likely to enjoy it. So
You're going to be all in on this. And don't cut them so thinly that they go like wah wah. Nobody wants that. You need to be thick enough to have a little stain powder on its own power. But here, check this out. I dug through my fridge and I found a little bit of parm too. Now listen, parm, of course, changes your healthy quotient, but that wasn't much. That was maybe a quarter cup. I'm just going to throw that in there. And I'll tell you, you know what the great trick with these is? I kid you not. Dipping sauce is the thing, right? You got to have sauce.
Oh, yeah.
I make homemade pizza sauce, but seriously, you could buy a can of pizza sauce, crack that open. If you can slag this through some pizza sauce, your kids, I know. Kids know what's what, and they don't want something nasty. They're not going to go for something, right? They're not like, oh, give me all of the steamed broccoli. And if your kids are doing that, bless their hearts. Oh, let's beat these eggs real quick.
So we actually have a couple folks who have checked in with us. We've got Sue LaVille, who said, looks great.
So nice.
Love those angles.
So nice.
We've got Carrie, who says, I love zucchini. Can't wait to try this. Might do it with eggplant this evening for eggplant parm. That's a great idea.
Yes,
and then
totally.
Sue said, great idea, Carrie. Me too. So it looks like everybody's going to try that out with another vegetable, which is awesome.
I love that. And let me tell you what, I'm going to show you a trick. I know that everybody is getting air fryers now. So I have finally just kicked in to get one. And I'm going to tell you how to do this in an air fryer, and it's even better. So you're going to dip. Basically what we're trying to do, dry out what we've got, then give it glue, and then use it to stick the crispiness onto there. So this is called wet hand, dry hand. I've determined my left hand is my dry hand. So I never put that hand in the egg, right? Look what I just did. So if you do, look, you'll get the claw. It's so funny. Yeah. Especially if you're doing it with kids, but I've seen grown adults with like their hands all coated.
I've made that mistake many times. Coated fingers. Yep.
So if you're looking at that and you're like, oh, that's kind of nice, and that is kind of nice, but I like it really crispy, I really want to get this by my kids, then grandkids, whatever, dip it in again. Go for a second coat. You only have to do that flour one time, but look at this. That sucker is coated. And that will give you a nice thick coat as you go. But you can take it, and I always try to tap off the extra. We don't want to drag a lot of flour around here. It can get a little gummy. Now, if you're doing this in an oven, you totally don't have to have an air fryer. If you're doing this in an oven, you're going to do a 425 oven. We want a nice hot oven because things don't get crazy crispy at 350, right? So we want to have a nice hot oven. And what I basically do when they're this thickness, what we'll do is put it in for about 6 minutes, and then we'll flip them over. Now, can you see how that kind of coats it, dries it out? And I want to show you here real quick. If you take just a zucchini and you just drop it in here, you can see hardly anything sticks to that.
Right, right.
Yeah. So this is the system we're going to use here. So check that out. Ta-da. So
definitely looks like something kids could have fun with, getting a little bit messy and making the glue.
Heck yeah. And you could make these and hang on to them for a couple of hours, or maybe hang on to them till, I don't know how it go for the next day. But look at this. Beautiful. All right. So you can go through and do those. I would lay them out on a baking sheet. Now listen, I love parchment paper because I'm so lazy. So I would just slap those guys on there. And you do still need that little bit of fat. You need Fat is suntan lotion for your food, and that's what's going to turn it brown and beautiful. But we don't want to brush it or do anything like that. We're trying to keep it healthy. I'm going to use just some Pam. If you've got now you can get, gosh, all these oils in a spray bottle. I just saw a whole bunch at Wegmans. I don't know if it was coconut oil. I don't even know. But if you've got like a lovely olive oil, you can do that. And I get both sides a spray. Then in the oven, 6 minutes, flip them over, 6 more minutes. Now, if you want to do an air fryer, I have got a different air fryer because I want to get one that would also dehydrate. I don't know. I'm super high maintenance. So I got one. I have these racks in mine. And the trick with the air fryer is it circulates the air all around it. So these guys, I did 370 for 10 minutes. They came out crispy and crunchy.
Wow. Yeah, like a chip, which kids love.
Chip.
So yeah,
I'm telling
you go.
Little pizza sauce, drag it through. You're going to be happy. They're going to be happy. It's a good snack. Now listen, you've got your carbs in that panko, of course, but you're getting them to eat a vegetable, and I'll bet you they'll eat a half a zucchini, no problem.
Do you think this would work with whole wheat breadcrumbs, or would they be a little too dry? Okay. Just you could make it a little healthier that way if you were interested in doing that. Carrie says she just got an air fryer attachment for her Instant Pot that she hasn't tried yet. So she's going to try this in that, air fryer, which would be very cool.
I love it. Most of the air fryers, I just thought they were too small. And even though it's just my husband and myself here in the house now, kids are gone, all of that, I just couldn't see the one little drawer. So I got one that has 2 racks like this, so I can do maybe a whole meal at one time. But I got to tell you, that's what you're going for. You just want these to get nice and crispy. Serve them hot out of the oven. The kids are going to go crazy for them, I promise. The adults are going to go crazy for them, and it's a good way to eat a vegetable. When we're done, I'm going to finish them up and eat them for lunch.
Awesome. That's perfect. This is great. It's always great to come up with tips and tricks for getting your kids to eat veggies, right?
Yes.
And Lord knows after so many months of being inside and cold and snowed in, sometimes our diets aren't quite what they should be. So a little focus on vegetables today was much appreciated, Christine. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure.
It is always a blast to have you with AARP. And I want to take this opportunity to announce that Christine will be joining us for multiple events throughout the rest of 2021 to conduct all kinds of cooking demos around healthy eating, the holidays, and just learning something new in the kitchen. So we're super excited about that. Welcome to the team.
I am too. Oh, I'm so excited. I just goosebumped. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me. You guys are such a dream to work with, and I just love your members, and they're just always so much fun. So I'm looking forward to doing some fun stuff this year.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So everybody, please keep tuning in every other Wednesday for these great tips and tools for navigating COVID-19 with our kids. We will see you in 2 weeks.